And welcome back, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. My name's Verm. And when last we left off, we had just gone and explored the start of the Forest of the Fallen Giants. We're now going to go up here and just check something briefly. Also, am I hollow again? Yes. I thought I was. I seem to recall falling to my death in the previous episode. Can we break this door? We can. So we can actually get in here without needing the key. We're gonna kill this crystal lizard. Oh, okay, we're not. It should respawn when we reset it a bonfire. I didn't actually realise you could break these doors. I was just scrolling through a checklist to make sure I got everything so far. Also, make sure you hit certain chests just to make sure, because you'll see later on, there can be something not so nice. Got some repair powder from that, which is good, we'll need that. I'm a bit annoyed I've got to reset though, just for that crystal lizard. Now, yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure there's an enemy in here. Don't get caught out by those. We'll grab those, and then there is an item on one of these branches. There we go. And it's a divine blessing. I actually thought it was something else, but maybe that was in the Scholar of the First Sin version. Also, if you spend 10,000 souls, which we will do later, at, is it? I can't remember her name. You get something special, which we'll see when I get round to doing it, I guess. Can you die, please? Oh my word. Right, this is a bit daft now. One more time and then we'll move on, I think. I don't know why they make these so annoying to hit, to be honest. Like, whatever though. Oh my fucking god. Alright. Please hit it. Ugh. Well, that's unfortunate. I know we said we'd only do it once more, but we'll try again. What's the moveset if I do that? Oh good, we can R2 it with this. That's better. Gonna hit it again, and there we go. And we get 2 Titanite shards for doing that. So it might actually be worth going to upgrade the weapon again before we go into the Forest of Fallen Giants. But no, sod it, we will do. I know this is a bit of messing around at the start of the episode, and we could have done this last time, but I didn't realise we could break those doors, so fuck it. The area coming up is quite long, so the more damage we've got, the better. We're going to return to Lenegras, the blacksmith, go to reinforce, collect the bastard sword.
I'll be around if you make it back.
And then straight back to the Cardinal Tower. Also, you'll notice on the travel screen the numbers beneath the areas say 1 at the minute. That's because we haven't a bonfire aesthetic to level them up to make the areas harder, but also yield more souls. Going into a new game plus cycle does that also. There's enemies here we just want to attack out. As you can see, our weapon's very strong for this area. We should be able to plough through these enemies now. But it's good because it allows us to conserve resources for the boss of the area. Anyone who's familiar with Souls will know each area usually has a boss of some description. Can we smash that door? I don't think we can. I think you need the key for this one. No, you can't. So we're just going to proceed through here. As I said, you can get down there, but again, it's not yet. Get a key that allows you to do that. Where the enemy is there. So we'll proceed through fog doors, or mist as it is in this game. This area is not very friendly, so I'm going to just explain it as I go through. There's lots of archers around, as you can probably hear. There's also lots of enemies that will try and sneak up on you. So you just want to make sure you deal with them pretty shrewdly. We'll take a bit of damage dropping there, as you see that fall damage again coming into play. This game really doesn't handle fall damage very well. But in the interest of 100% in the game, we have to come here anyway. Make sure we get all the items. I don't know if there's anything important here, I can't actually remember. Oh god. Yeah, so these things can be a pain in the ass, especially with all the arrows going off around us. We're going to drop back and heal. We'll use a life gem rather than a flask. We want to make sure we can get behind this guy and hit him while his shield's up. Going back and playing this reminds me how clunky the early Souls games actually are. Also, what is that range? Okay game. We will be using a flask this time, because, yeah, that was rough. Oh my god. As you can see, there's archers everywhere here. It would probably have been smarter to deal with the ones up there first, but I'm not a smart guy, so fuck it. We're going to attack this one first, then we'll go back around and deal with the others. There is another item we need to go back up there and get, but... oh my god, what are those iframes? So yeah, as you can see, you don't actually get invincibility frames at the minute, really. In other Souls games, if you rolled at those times, you'd roll straight through the arrows untouched, but Dark Souls 2 for you folks. It's a little rough around the edges by comparison. But that doesn't make it any less good, really. I think it's still a very fun game. Just be careful you don't get hit by that boulder. We're going to go and deal with the enemy around here and then talk to this fella over there. And we get a bandit knife from the enemy and amber herbs from that. I'm going to shut up while we talk to this guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just daydreaming, I think. My name is Kale. I'm a traveler, like yourself. I'm navigating the continent to create a map. Why cartography, you ask? Well, that's a good question. When I first came into this forsaken land, it was... a curse? Something about a curse? How embarrassing. I seem to have lost my focus. But I do know one thing for certain. I have always been very fond of maps. I came to this land some time ago. Drangleic, the Lost Kingdom. It sounded so romantic. Have you seen Majula? Oh, there's a rather spacious mansion there. I've made it my temporary home. Well, as something of a squatter, I'm afraid. Inside the mansion, I found a strange map, like none I'd ever seen. I believe that it's a map of Drangleic. Now I'm traveling the land to prove it. Yes, that's it. That's why I came to the kingdom. Wait, no, that wasn't it. Then what? I don't seem to recall. Were you looking for that map? Wonderful. Then you're fascinated by maps, just like me. Shame on you. You should have told me before. Here, take this. A key to the mansion. What a joy to meet a kindred spirit out here. Incredible, really, isn't it? Such a map to be chiseled in stone. Oh, but one thing. I would not venture deep into the mansion. I can't be certain, but I've heard disturbing noises. Something about it feels wrong. Just be careful, please. I'll be back. Perhaps we will meet again and discuss maps at our leisure. I'll be back in Majula soon. Perhaps we will meet again and discuss maps at our leisure.
Okay, so Kale, as you can see, is a little bit confused, but he gave us a house key which opens the one house I didn't show you in Majula previously, knowing that we'd have to go back there eventually anyway. We couldn't access it until we got that key, but now we do. Inside is at least one very useful item. We may go and do it as soon as we unlock a shortcut in a moment. Alternatively, we may wait until we become the boss of the area. I'm just summoning Aaron now. I think we'll do it first because I seem to recall the item is one that could be useful against the boss actually. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Okay, drop down there, be careful. This Titanite shard. Yes. Oh dear. I very nearly fell off the edge there. I was a bit concerned. The way to get back up there is simple. You go up here while that fucking archer cunt's still shooting at me. But at least it's not the archers from Anno Londo from the first game. They really were annoying. That's one thing I'll say about this game. It's difficult, but it's never really quite as over the top as some of the moments from the first game rather. As you can see, we're absolutely melting this guy with this weapon. I don't know if I mentioned before, but we have light and heavy attacks using the R1 and R2 controls. We're not going to go up there just yet. The simple fact we can unlock a shortcut here. As you see, that is what I was saying about that door. I don't know if you could hear that through the sound of the explosion, but that's what I was saying about that door in the previous episode. Not that door, sorry, that wall. God, I really am struggling with commentating at the minute. So we're going to go through here, we're going to reset the area. It starts a shortcut off back to that area, but we are going to go and explore the mansion first. Because, as I said, there is at least one useful item in there. And there is a fight coming up that is optional, I believe overall, but definitely optional at this point. And I'd like to try it at this point. It's a little bit harder because we're not as strong yet, but I'd still like to give it a go. Test my metal, so to speak. So yeah, we use the house key here. There's an item in here, I believe. Yes, and you may have heard that there. That was something not very nice. We picked up a Fyrus Lockstone, which, well, you need lots of them throughout the game. They're similar to the Imp keys from Elden Ring. They open certain doors. I was just looking at what this was. It's a giant book. I've never really been too heavy into the lore of Dark Souls 2. I know it's very detailed and very interesting, but I've never given it a lot of thought, but who knows, I might do this playthrough. We're going to explore upstairs first. There's something downstairs that's not very nice, but also kind of the reason we're here. Oh, there's enemies in here. Maybe not. Now, good, that's a regular chest. You'll see what I mean later on. Don't hit the chest too many times though, because you will break them. Is there not another item up here? I thought there was. Those are the pigs I was mentioning in one of the previous episodes. You kill them enough times, they turn into stronger versions. And then you kill those stronger versions a few times and they become Super Saiyan 4. Which way are we going? Wrong fucking way. Okay, so this was the giant map that the cartographer was talking about, Carly. He will come here at some point, and when you beat various bosses, torches will illuminate on this map until eventually we should get an achievement for it, which, as this is all Steam achievements, which basically means 100% in the game, we'll have to do that at some point. These skeleton bros can be a bit annoying early on. I think there's 2 in here, there might only be the 1. Okay, there's just the 1. I don't know why I thought there was more in here, but we get an Estus flash shard and something in here. I don't actually recall what it is, but I feel like it's just as important. Oh, it's a soul vessel, which we use with the maidens at the start of the game, the old firekeepers, to respec our character. Now, before we go upstairs, I want to check if we had any of these. We do. How many titanite shards do we have? 4. We can upgrade the weapon again. At this point, we don't really need to worry too much about upgrading our weapon because the enemies aren't that strong, but we also might as well use the titanite shards while we've got them because you always get more of them in this game. Like, it's not too stingy in terms of upgrade items. Reinforce the bastard sword for me, please, sir. And then we need a large titanite shard to upgrade it to +4.
I'll be around.
Just want to make sure we have maximum damage.
Let me see to see light. However,
Ready for the fight upcoming. We've heard all that dialogue before, so I don't mind skipping through it. And can we get at least 1 health? Or shall we go adaptability? I feel like health might be a good idea at this point. As I say, the fight coming up, it's not too difficult, but I can't remember the moveset of the enemy in question, so I think I'd rather have just a little bit more health. Okay, so we want to be going back through this tidy little shortcut we've made. I kind of want to deal with that enemy up there before we go. So, let's see if we can... I didn't want him to fall off there, really. Oh well. No, we'll leave those on there, because we'll use them when we go up. You'll see what I mean. Oh my god. As if you can hit me from there. Yeah, I'm gonna die here, I can see it coming. Okay, let's just retreat a little bit, make sure we heal. Right, this guy likes throwing things, so we're gonna do the same back. We're gonna heal again, even though we're nearly at full health. I don't know if these things can trigger the explosions on these barrels. I can't remember if they can. Just rolling backwards is a good idea when they do those sideways swings, just because we've seen how inconsistent the hitboxes are already. Okay, so this was the fight I was talking about before. You only get 1 attempt to do it at this point. Might as well go and clear up the... these guys. Whoa, dear god. I didn't realise it could do that, to be honest. Yeah, we might well die first try, and if you fall off the arena as well, it also counts as a defeat. We want him to do this rush attack he does. That's the one. Plus we can dodge through it, get a hit in, back up. With the questionable hitboxes in this game like that, as you saw, I got hit there, I shouldn't have. It's best just to bait out attacks like that, to be honest, because, yeah, this game will screw you. It does like screwing you as well. Get out of the way of that because it can be savage. I do kind of want to get a heal off. Because I would like to do this first try. Okay, let's back up. I was going to say I knew he was going to do that. You can usually see the tells in the attacks coming. If we manage this, I'll probably use the souls I get on adaptability just to try and ensure I am as close to max iframes as I can be. I can't remember what the threshold is. It really is a dumb system though in this game. Please do your attack. Right, that'll do. Oh my god, that should never have hit me, but okay. That was probably a chance I didn't need to take, but ah well, I got away with it. Oh god, I didn't actually know about that attack. I definitely didn't know he could do that spinny thing. Right, let's hit him with an R2, back up. I don't like having my stamina this low in this game. Don't get hit by that, because I believe he impales you on his sword. This guy, by the way, he's not got a health name or anything like that yet, but his name is the Pursuer. You can fight him in an actual boss arena a little bit later on. This is like more an optional challenge encounter. But if you do him now, you get an extra item, I think, and you don't get the boss room at that later stage. But it's alright because, spoiler alert, this guy lives up to his name, the Pursuer. He follows you throughout the game. This was like an addition to the Scholar of the First Sin edition, not this particular fight. This was the only one that's actually in the original Dark Souls 2 fight. This optional encounter or the one in the proper arena. But spoiler alert, he appears like everywhere in this version of Dark Souls 2. And it can be a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest with you. But it's alright. I actually quite like the armour design on him, and I like the idea of having that persistent enemy throughout the game. It's got a very Nemesis or Mr. X feel to him at times, to be honest with you. Do that attack please, thank you. He's nearly down now, as long as we don't mess it up drastically we should be alright. Okay, that hit me. That's the one thing about this game, there are a lot of moments it's like, okay, how did that hit me? Now killing him does cause these guys to wake up. You'll notice I killed one earlier knowing he was playing possum. I did try and take out another one, but the game wasn't having it, so let's shield break this guy, let's smash his brains in, and see what else we get. Now we did get some items from killing the Pursuer. I didn't actually see what they all were. But I'm going to go into my inventory in a minute. One's a ring, I believe, that you get only for killing him here instead of in his boss arena. We also got a lot of souls, as you can see in the bottom right. What did we get? We got his soul, which you can use to make boss weapons with. We'll be saving that because it is a 100% playthrough. I think you just get an extra ring. Yes, you get the Ring of Blades, which increases physical attack. We can equip that now. You have 4 ring slots in this game as opposed to the 2 in the first game. That one's probably a good ring to have early on. It's almost certainly going to be quite useful for the main boss as well. You'll notice, like with that wall up there and in other places throughout the levels in this game, whilst it's not as interconnected a world as the first game, the levels themselves do, or the areas themselves do sort of have shortcuts and little ways back to the bosses and areas you thought were inaccessible. Right, we want to trigger that and then get the hell out of there, because yeah, that can be absolutely brutal if you get caught in that. You can hear a lot of enemies moving, which means it's time to kill. I believe there should be another couple. I can't actually remember how many. I do remember a trick with a door downstairs in here though. There's nobody else up here. No. Okay, we're gonna go down here. This is a trap chest. You hit it, nothing happens. However, you open it and back the hell up because you're gonna get arrowed. But it's alright. We knew it was there. We get a titanite shard for it, so it's fine. And this is one of those Forest lockstone doors I mentioned. Those lockstones aren't particularly common, but they're useful. They open things like this. Let's just make sure these chests are what they seem to be. Again, you will see at a later date why I say check the chests. We've got a titanite slab, which are very useful. There's not many of them in the game, and they're used for further reinforcing your weapons at higher levels. And the chloranthy ring, which I believe increases stamina regen. Yep. Oh, we're at 44, so we could be doing with maybe... I might put a couple of points into whatever the thing is for your stamina. But anyway, hit that door, and an enemy should come and open it up. Yes. See, I didn't know about this until I watched Grolvana's playthrough of this game. So, yeah, I was quite happy with that. These shield guys are so fucking annoying, because it's not like in, for instance, Elden Ring, where you hit them a few times, their shield breaks, or their shield guard breaks. You have to really beat them. Running around with 20,000 souls at this point is quite dangerous, but oh well. We also got the life ring, which raises our maximum HP. It's one of the starting gifts, and we also got a large titanite shard there. So as you can see, all the starting gifts, and indeed all the starting armour and weapons you can get from various locations around the game pretty early on. They're not like anything special, they're just there to give your character that extra boost, whereas we're a deprived character, so we had absolutely nothing. There's an NPC here. We'll talk to him.
Hello there. Traveling all alone in these treacherous times.
Indeed.
Well, I hope you have a very good reason. Oh, hogwash. Who am I to judge? My name is Pate. I journey hither and thither on a sort of treasure hunt, you might call it. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself. Oh yes, you be cautious if you go any farther. There's treasure in there for certain, but the entrance locks from behind. I saw the same design earlier, and it's the same contraption, I'm sure. I was with this warrior, you see, and he insisted that he go inside first. The rather brusque fellow tried to swipe the lid for himself, but it trapped him inside. I still have the gent's ring. I do hope he wasn't harmed. I'll leave this one to you. I'm worried about what might be inside. I'll leave this one.
Okay, so as it says, the door shuts behind you when you go in here, but we're going to do it anyway. No reason not to. You'll see a load of enemies rush out here in a moment. But we're quite in a position to take them on now. As you can see, our weapon is just slaughtering at this point. That's what happens when you've got a +3 weapon pretty early on in this game, or really early on in this game. You decimate the enemies. There is something in here that's worth checking out, but first we're going to go and take out the enemies up here. I actually thought they were more downstairs. Okay, there's none up here. Interesting. I always thought there were more enemies there. There is. Oh, there's not. They're down there. I know what's happening down there. They're hitting that tree, I think. So we're going to grab that item, but also, in a moment, if you hit A on certain walls or attack certain walls, it's the same illusory walls from Dark Souls 1. I think some of them in this game you have to actually hit, some of them you just press A on. Now there's no second secret in here, is there now? Some rooms have like a second secret wall in, which is really dumb, in my opinion. Also, I've just realised still got throwing knives on there, we don't need them. Let's go and see what this fellow's got to say now that we've been in there.
Well, I see you managed to escape. I hope that brave warrior didn't come a cropper either. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself. Oh, but you should take this. It allows undead to call out for help to one another across the fissures between worlds. With luck, somebody will lend you a hand. Well, I hope that be kept.
Okay, so he strikes me as a rather unsavoury bandit actually, who probably lured that guy in there for his friends, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He just gave us an item that helps you summon people into your world, which is basically this game's cooperative element. You can summon people to help if you're finding a particular area or enemy talk. Please don't kill me. I don't like the amount of stun locking in this game. You get hit like once, you're suddenly stunned. This game is objectively the worst game in the series, but it's still very fun. As you can see, they're hitting the tree, which is essentially a giant, as the old hag told us earlier. We're going to go up here. You'll notice as we do, there's some fellas there. They would have thrown bombs down at us rather. Sure, there should be some explosive barrels down there, but maybe not. No, there must be. They must have already destroyed them. And then, that used to be a really annoying jump for me. I always messed it up, but... oh dear. I mean, this could be a death right here, because that was just bullshit. I did do a plunging attack there, but the game just said no and cheated me out of it. Oh my god. This fucking hitboxes on these guys is just dumb. Like, another signature aspect of Dark Souls 2 is the number of gank fights, where it just throws ridiculous amounts of enemies at you at once. I mean, the original Dark Souls 2 did it, but Scholar of the First Sin definitely makes it a lot worse. Generally speaking, I think this version of Dark Souls 2 especially is pretty hated. I might be wrong there, but I think it is. As I know, nope. There are some rooms as well with like 3 or 4 different illusory walls, which is just one of the dumbest design choices ever. But again, as I said in the first or second episode, Hidetaki Miyazaki, the creator of Souls, didn't have anything to do with this game. He was working on Bloodborne at the time. So, it's got some less design choice in the first game. Okay, I thought those enemies like directly around that corner. But no, there's just those two there. Can't smash that door in either, you do need the key for that one. Usually just wait for those to attack, bait them out, and then play into them. I don't like how clunky this game is, and I definitely don't like the stun locking. Like, it is just constant stun locking, one after the other in this game, which isn't really a feature you see in any other Souls games. Also, hello. Three, and then 4. I'm starting to get back into the hang of this game again now. Just how clunky it feels compared to Elden Ring. Now, run up here and immediately run back. Of course, as you can see, there's 3 soldiers up there who are very happy to kill you. And on a narrow beam like that, the environment becomes your enemy just as much as these three. Alright, these four. And then go up and grab the item. I can't recall what it is. It's probably just a useless soldier. Soul? Yes. And a halberd. The halberd, I think, in the first Souls game was generally, or the first Dark Souls game was generally seen as like a really overpowered early weapon. I never used it though. Overpowered early weapons, you couldn't get much better than the Drake sword in that game. Sure, there was like another crystal lizard thing here, but it might have been in the original DS2, I'm thinking. In fact, it definitely was. See, when I first played this game, I played the original Dark Souls 2, and I played it a ridiculous amount on the 360. So yeah, I kind of remember the game well. I didn't play as much of the Scholar of the First Sin edition when I first got a PS4, because, well, I was playing Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, so why would I? I'll say. I'm not turning down free Souls. We're going to travel back to Majula very briefly, just level up a bit. In fact, no, sod it. We'll do all that after what's coming up. We can do it with the gear we've got now and the levels we've got now. So I mentioned the first boss of the game. This is the first proper boss coming up. You are technically supposed to do the Pursuer in his boss room, I think, so I don't think it's fair to count him. Just going to use these up while we're on the lift, because why not? Nothing better to do. We're risking like nearly 25k souls down here, but whatever. We shouldn't die. Unless this guy decides to be a prick. Which he's not getting a chance to. Okay, so these are summon signs. We can summon Pate in, or a Cell Sword, but we're not going to. This is the first boss of the game. I'm going to shut up and let the cutscene play. Say hello everybody to the last giant, the first Souls boss I ever fought. He's an absolute pushover, but he can still fuck you up. So, treat him with a tiny bit of respect. He's actually a really cool design. I really quite like this guy. As far as DS2 bosses go, he's definitely one of the better ones. In terms of design anyway. Second phase, he rips his own arm off to give him a bit of range. I don't think many bosses in DS2 have a second phase, so it's nice to see they at least put some effort into giving this guy one. But he really is a pushover, especially with a +3 bastard sword. Like, he goes down like literally nothing. We get 10k souls, we get an achievement. We got the soldier key and the soul of the last giant, which in my first playthrough I used for extra souls because I was rubbish at the game. I think I died to him probably a handful of times. Didn't know the mechanics of the game, didn't know stuff like iframes and all that. Well, you can still summon this guy apparently. I'd imagine that's for this room here, which we don't have the key for yet, but yeah, that's not a nice area in there. Now, we could go and level up, but we're not going to. Instead, we're going to go up to the room where the Pursuer should be and gather our, well, what would have been our reward for killing the Pursuer before we go and level up and everything in Majula. There's another room in this area which, do I really want to tackle yet? Probably not. Definitely not in this episode, but I'll decide next time whether we do it now. To be honest, we probably will do it now because, well, it's in the immediate area, and since we're going for 100%, we kind of need to clear areas out as we get to them, so that's not enough. So I don't forget, rather. And we're definitely in a position to do it now anyway. We've got a winged spear there, which I don't know if it's a particularly good weapon. I just saw a guy fall down there as well. But it's definitely not one we'll be using. So we go through here using the soldier key. As I say, there is another area we can go and explore with it. In fact, there's another 2 doors the soldier key opens. But we're just gonna stick to this one at the end of this episode. Because there is quite a nice reward for killing the pursuer. It's probably the best, well, not the best armour in the game, probably I think the 2nd or 3rd best armour in the game. And you can get it right round here. We're gonna ignore that royal swordsman and deal with the archer because he's the one that's gonna be peppering us with shots, meaning we can't dodge this guy as easily as we'd like to. As you can see, we can stun lock him with a weapon of this size. I really do like the scale of castles and stuff in this game. Everything feels really, well, enormous and authentic. There's that water we could see from Majula. Does it have any reflections on it at all? Not really. I guess SSR wasn't really a big thing for, like, when DS2 came out. But this is where we should have fought the pursuer. There's a way you can cheese him with the, what they call the ballistas. You can parry him, you can do all sorts of things if you've got a shield. But yeah, we took him on the less traditional way, shall we say. There's also another route we can go up there, which actually might be worth doing at this point. As you can see, the giants become trees when they die. I don't know why. But yeah, there's another place up there we can go to. I actually think we will be exploring that next episode. We'll probably pick off the other areas up here that we've unlocked and go and do that as well. But we won't do the whole area, just the bits that unlock for having the soldier key. But this is what we came here for, the Dranglaic gear. Now, back when I didn't understand how armor thresholds worked in this game, I went like this. There's no helm for it, is there? So I did this in my first playthrough of the game. And I had a... oh yeah, I had the Dranglaic shield alongside it. And you'll see why it's not a good idea now. Yeah, not a good idea. Don't ever do that, folks. And to be honest, it's so overpowered anyway, you don't really need the Dranglaic gear at this point of the game. It's handy for, like, new players, I guess, but let's read the description on it, though, because I have a feeling it'll probably give us some lore insights. Great Sword of Drummond, Royal Army Captain. An old and unadorned sword, perhaps, the pride and joy of this venerable captain. So this was Drummond's armour, who was a captain of the Dranglaic army under King Vendrick. Passed from grandfather to father and then father to son, Drummond and those before him used this sword to repel those who would threaten their great land. Okay, so that's basically the same. Drummond's ancestors have served Dranglaic for generations, principally as defenders of the great fort, but Captain Drummond last in this proud line. So Drummond was like the last person to guard this fort with that Dranglaic armour. It has pretty outrageous stats for this point in the game, hence why I'm saying it's overpowered and we're not using it. But it's good if you're new to the series, it gives you that extra bit of defence as long as you understand that you need to put some points into whatever the thing is that lets you wear heavier armour in this game. Okay, one last thing before the end of the episode. We're not going to do the door down there because that will take a chunk of the next episode up alongside going to see the other thing up there. Instead, we're just going to go through here. We're going to run past an enemy in the room to the left that we've just passed because, well, he'll probably fuck us up. We can give it a go though, I guess. We got a Ring of Restoration, which slowly restores our health, I believe. Yes. And we got 3 more torches with an extra 15 minutes or something like that on the torch. We're going to sprint past the guy to our left. We're going to totally ignore him. There, he just stands guarding that door. We can't go through there yet anyway, so no reason to trouble him. You can, like, roll around him and backstab him, but he's a much later game enemy than... we do alright damage to him, I guess. But as you can see, he's programmed to guard that door. But you can cheese him by getting round behind him like that. Wait for him to do that spin attack, you get him behind him, and then he fucks you up like that. So we'll heal. And we'll give him another one. Oh, I thought that was going to hit me because the bullshit hitboxes in this game. As you can see, we have to produce a symbol of the king to get through that door. That comes into play far, far later. It is actually important to the story of the game. We do have to do it. It's something we'll come to much later on. But yeah, you can kill that guy for the extra few souls. And if you want to do what I'd usually do, you can farm him 9 times just to get that extra nice little bonus of souls. As I say, I'll be doing more of that a lot more towards the mid-late playthrough. But I will occasionally, off camera, go through and clear another area out. Just to be a little more thorough. Oh god, I didn't mean to stand up there. We're going to go back, we're going to level up. I don't think we've got another sword that I want to use at this point. So we'll probably put another upgrade on the bastard sword for now. As you can see, the cost to upgrade goes up the more you actually do it. I'm sure she should have moved there. Oh, she's there. Yeah, the trader's here, so let's see if she's got anything more to say.
Oh, you again? Go on. It's on the cheap for you. Everyone's so stingy around here. Everyone's so stingy everywhere. You're my only customer. Don't make me beg. Now buy something. We call this place Majula. Not too special if you ask me. It's just the place where everyone seems to end up.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Everyone's so...
Okay, so she's moved here. She gives us a slight discount on items, I think. I guess we could buy that because that now would open up the part of the very first area we came through, which means we could do that next episode as well, just to clear up any loose ends from the early game. We're going to buy the Horror's Lockstone as well.
Take these if you want them.
And that unlocks us the item she gives us for free as well, which is the covetous Silver Serpent Ring. Does she say anything else? Nope.
Everyone's so...
Okay, so the covetous Silver Serpent Ring, I believe, increases the amount of souls. Yes. We'll be using that. It's a +1 as well, so it's got a bonus to it. I may, between episodes, decide to go and clear out the forest a little bit. I probably won't at this point, though. Oh wait, have we got 2 of those? No. Okay, we're going to level up. I want to put some points into adaptability. I'm going to say 10 for now. I don't know what the cutoff is. Then we're going to go 15 dex just in case we end up with a dex weapon later on, I think. Although, our weapon scales heavily are off strength. In fact, no, we'll go equipment blade. I want to put some points in stamina as well in the future. Do we have any more of those souls to use? Yes. Can we now get one more level up? Yes. We're going to go more stamina. It doesn't give you much more, but it's percentile, isn't it? So So yeah, in the next episode, folks, we will be clearing out the area with the fragrant branch of yore we've just bought. We'll also be going back to the Forest of Fallen Giants to clear out another area there, and then we might proceed on to that other little area we've unlocked before eventually moving on to the first story area, which is over there. Till then, folks, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.